Bless you. We thank God for His grace. We've been teaching, unpacking how not to forget the Father's house. We said God builds by family, and the reason He builds by family, we explained Ephesians 3:2, that He will dispense His grace. Giving. Grace is given to you, not for you, according to Ephesians 3:2. It's given to you, not for you. So the Father of the house must dispense grace so others can benefit. Brothers must not neglect the habit of meeting because they must also dispense grace to brothers. It's a distribution system. So God builds by family. So there's no church. If there's no father and children, there's no church. There's no house of God. Because the meaning of the house there, of course, is family, tribe. So Israel had protection because they were built into family. So Joseph, we use the example of Joseph, who named his son, first son Manasseh, meaning God has caused me to forget my toy and caused me to forget my father's house. In our last session, we said that is the reason Manasseh did not receive the firstborn blessing of the right hand of Jacob, because the name means to forget the father's house. So anyone who wants to forget the father's house does not qualify to receive the firstborn blessing. Jesus is seated at the right hand of the Father. That is our position. It is not literal sitting. It's a position of privilege, a position of maturity, a position of forgiveness, a position of a mindset of bringing brothers together and looking at the bigger agenda of God, not my personal agenda. For Joseph, in Genesis chapter 50, verse 17, so shall ye say unto Joseph, forgive, I pray thee, the trespass of thy brethren and their sins. For they did unto thee evil. And now we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of thy father. And Joseph wept when they spake unto him. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face. And they said, behold, we be thy servants. We want to serve you. This is where I'm coming to. And Joseph said unto them, fear not, for am I in the place of God? Other verses will say, am I God? What he's trying to say is that my personal agenda is that you have wronged me, and I may decide not to forgive you. But if I lay aside my personal agenda, because initially he had a personal agenda that you have made me forget my father's house. I am no longer interested in building the family. I am no longer connecting to the father. I'm not interested in my brother. But he came to his senses and started building. It is key. That's my personal agenda. But there's a bigger agenda, which is the agenda of God, to build a family so that grace will be dispensed. In that case, he said, am I in the place of God? I am not God. There is a bigger agenda of God. So forgiveness is of the Lord. I have forgiven you because God has forgiven us. I'm not forgiving you because I'm not seeking forgiveness from God because I have forgiven. I don't need to ask. God will not react to my forgiveness. He has done it for me. So his agenda is for us to forgive one another and live like a family so grace will flow. Let me ask this question. Jacob was prosperous in the house of Laban, but God asked him to go back to his father's house. Have you thought of it? After prosperity, go back to your father's house, meaning you will need the grace in that family. Go back. The prodigal son, after spending all his money, got to the piggery. He nearly ate the food of pigs. He remembered and said, let me go back to my father's house. When he went back, the father received him, put on the robe of the firstborn, put on the signet ring, dressed him like a firstborn child. Being a firstborn is not like because you came out of the womb first, but a position to recognize that I have a family, my brother's welfare, I need to build them together. And Jacob said, I am not God. There is a bigger agenda of God we must fulfill. Jacob built his family back, built the house back, and enjoyed grace. We all must walk in this. Put the agenda of God before your own agenda. Am I God? Is it about me? No. God's agenda is building a family, and everybody must have this mindset. This is Pastor Edemado, and God bless you.